Good evening, everyone, Toastmasters guests. We talk a lot about pathways in this club. In fact, it's the most integral part of Toastmasters, and it's 90% of the stuff we talk about when speaking on completing your path. However, with communicating with some of the members, there seems to be some confusion to how to actually navigate pathways, and I'm here to clear the air. Again, what is pathways? So, Toastmasters a few years ago, and I believe it's around 2 years, is when they introduced the new Pathways education curriculum. This is the approach from Toastmasters International. They decided this is going to be the more modern and practical approach on educating members and how to improve their public speaking. It's to replace the previous curriculum, which is now known as the legacy system. And Pathways is composed of 11 different subjects of what you want to focus on developing. And it's meant to really learn and teach you the real world transferable skills that you can apply to your job or any type of public speaking event that you might come across. And it's all self-paced. It's on your own time, so you get what you put in. And it's a one-stop shop for a lot of the resources, whether it's valuations, project descriptions on how to complete a project and eventually completing a level. Pretty important. So let's figure out how to actually use this program. And just for a little bit more detail, these are the 11 different paths. So presentation mastery, a lot of you know, persuasive influence, engaging humor, has over 300 unique competencies of skills that you can learn. And you have a good portion of over 60 different competencies for each path when you go through your levels. Through this slideshow, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the different buttons you have to click, very straightforward of what you need to know when accessing Pathways. This is the home page. You go ahead and click Pathways. You go to Basecamp, and you click on Go to Basecamp over here. Once you load up the new page, it'll be in a new window. You have different tabs here, and I'll briefly go over them. Speech evaluations is what the name entails. This is where your resource to access all the different evaluation PDF forms that you'll need for different projects. And the tutorials and resources has those evaluation forms, but also in addition to different project checklists and descriptions for your specific speeches. In addition to a variety of different resources that you can use for learning more about a specific role, such as how to evaluate, hence the arrow to the different programs that you can and modules you can launch to learn more about those roles. Really briefly, I'll go over this, and this deserves a speech of its own, a presentation of its own, but just to go really quick, you can get feedback between members within Pathways. Yes, you can message and give feedback and even award badges to different members to recognize their accomplishments and to recognize what they did in their speech and to provide more comments on what they can possibly improve on. And you can also save your evaluations instead of just leaving it on your computer. This is a one-stop shop. Put it on the cloud. You have all your evaluations forms there, so you can easily access them. But for this specific presentation, I'm going to go directly into Pathways, Past Learning and Education Transcript. Whatever your path is, whether you're presentation mastery or persuasive influence, this is where you're going to see, you're going to access your specific path. So you click on Open Curriculum, and you have access. This is the home page basically of all the different levels of your specific path. And each path has 5 levels. That's the progress and what you need to make to master and complete them. And as you see, it goes through the more levels that you go through, the more advanced these different topics get. So for this instance, I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate specifically on level 1. And for the icebreaker, usually when you start off, if you haven't accessed Pathways at all, you're going to go ahead and click Activate. And this will let you launch the icebreaker module or any other module afterwards. So as a live demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and do this live so I can show you specifically how these modules look. Again, you go into Paths and Learning. You You open the curriculum. And as you see, if you completed the module, you'll have a check mark. Congratulations, you finished that. Now you can move on to the next one. As you can see right here, I've completed level 1 and 2. So let's say I want to go ahead and complete a new one. Well, I'll just go ahead and I'll click on, let's say, question and answers. So this will put you into a new tab, and basically it's a kind of like a PowerPoint presentation of different modules and different slides that you go through. Before every module, you're going to have an assess your skills. So make sure, and this is important to know when you're clicking through, is that not just to click on these arrows, but also the next buttons. If you see like a red tab, you want to click on it next. I'm just, for demonstration reasons, I'm not really reading through this, but this is what you'll do. Hopefully you'll read through your own path and go through it properly. And it gives a lot of details and a lot of good information on how to specifically complete your project. As you see, there'll be different tabs. There'll also be videos. There'll be quizzes as well. And it'll give you more information what you need to know in completing your specific project. For this instance, is to how host a question and answer session. And with this manual as well, I'll have the project description, the evaluation resource within the module. So make sure that you click through every tab and you go through it, because as what I'll get to in a second, what happens if you don't, and I'll go back to the PowerPoint now, what could potentially happen is that you deliver your speeches. However, Toastmasters International doesn't recognize that you actually completed the module, those projects, and then henceforth the levels. So I can list down the different speeches that you made and know your progress. However, you need to go through the modules and get that little check mark to make sure that you have it completed. And after every module you launch, you're gonna have a little evaluation to get feedback of whether you liked or you didn't like the module specifically. Of course, once you finish all of the projects, well, congratulations. Now all you have to do is click Mark Complete, and you send that request to me, the VPE, or later on another VPE, the president, anyone who has access to Basecamp Manager. And once we approve, you'll officially have that level completed. And if you move on to the next one. So I hope this presentation helped. It was pretty straightforward. And not only now you know how to complete individual projects, but you also know how to complete levels. I hope this helped, and I look forward to your journey in becoming a distinguished Toastmaster. Thank you.